Well, hello, everybody. Mr. O here, and today's lesson is scratch art with crayons, and this is going to be the full lesson. What you're going to need is paper, and with this assignment, you could use copy paper, unless you have drawing paper. Drawing paper is a little better because it's a little thicker. You'll need a pencil to start with, a ruler of any kind, and of course crayons. And I will talk about the toothpick or kebab stick a little later. Once you have your piece of paper ready, which I have right here, and what we're going to do is make a grid. It doesn't matter how you make the grid. I prefer to have a few more squares and less squares because that way I can get a lot of different colors on. And the first thing I do is cut the paper into about thirds, and then I do quarters. Fit right down the middle of that, and the middle of this. And this will give me my grid. And each of these squares, I want different colors. And just like you did in the Crayon Resist watercolor, if you've done that, you want to press as hard as you can without breaking the crayon. And if the crayon breaks, so what? You can still use them, and it actually makes them art crayons. So you'll just color this whole square in with this color. As you can see, now you want to be careful when you get to the edges. This is where the crayon will pick up, and if you're using copy paper, it's going to want to crinkle it. You don't mean to do it, but it happens. And if it does happen, so what? Just keep going. It's, as Bob Ross says, happy little accidents. Makes everything a little better. Makes it different than other people. So let's pretend I finished this really super nice. And I'll move on to the next square, and I want to do a different color. I want to be different, and you can be light, you can be bright, and I would color all these squares, and I already prepared, until I was done with the whole sheet. Once I have my paper colored, I want to take black. And as you can see, I've already kind of prepped a black crayon paper, and my black broke, and I'm going to use the little piece first. And usually I start in the middle, that way my hand's not rubbing, and you will cover the whole piece of paper with black. And if I want to really make it nice and thick, I just crisscross. As you can see, it makes the black a lot thicker. And that's what I want. I want the crayon to be thick on the color and on the black until I have a sheet that looks like this. Now, I want you to take a good look at this. You can kind of see that some black crumbled off and I got some color coming through, and that's okay. This crayons, don't worry about it. Now, what you're going to need is either a toothpick, kebab sticks work really well. This is a scratch art wooden stylus. Even one of those coated paper clips would work very, very well with this. You can do anything you want on this paper now. And I'm going to draw my little tulip rose, which I have a video on how to do the tulip rose. The reason I call it that is I used to draw it for the kids, and I had a helper. She was an older lady, beautiful, wonderful person, loved students, and she loved art. And it always reminded her more of a tulip than a rose. And so that's when I started calling it my Tulip Rose. And with scratch art, the mistake I find students make, whether it's crayon or real scratch paper, they don't bring out the color. What's the point of all this beautiful color underneath if you don't bring out the color? And I want to bring out the color. And it is called scratch art, so you need to scratch. You're not drawing with it. And here's my rose. The little branch. And you can even put words. And because I did my grid, notice how the colors change. And, you know, you can have a lot of fun with that. And never forget, you are important. I know a lot of times we are watching videos, we're home alone, just trying to do new and different things. And guys, I hope you're having a great day. We'll see you next video. Bye-bye.